Hi, and welcome to another podcast of Meet My Agents. I actually want to welcome the Shore Girls are here with me today. So Danielle and Erin, so thank you for coming and seeing me.
Of course.
So we always start off just a little bit about talking about who you guys are so that anybody that's watching can kind of get to know you a little bit better. Talk to me about how you actually got into real estate. Danielle, you want to go first?
Sure. I began this journey about 6 years ago with you. After vetting several agencies, I felt most comfortable with you. But I started because I was in retail about 19 years before in the car business. And it was a lot of hours. I missed a lot of time with my son. So I started this journey. It gave me a lot of time back. And, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And Erin, you want to tell us a little bit about you?
I started 13, maybe 14 years ago. Was a single mom. At that point, I think my son was 3, maybe 4. I had a full-time job in the appraisal industry. So I did appraisal, underwriting, and review for 10 years, which kind of led me into maybe I should get my real estate license. Yeah. So I did that and started off part-time. And that's just kind of led down this direction. And
amazing. Awesome. Yeah, it's funny how each one of us and so many of us have come from something different, right? But both of you came from industries that lended really well to what we do here, right? Being in the car business, it's about talking to people and making sure you understand how to multitask and put a deal together and creating that. And so when I first met with you, I saw all of those pieces and saw what I could help you develop. And with you, with the appraisal, and I got you after you had been in the business for some time. And so, I remember the moment that we first met and interviewing with you. And I remember just some of the challenges that you had in finding your way while you were at other companies and stuff like that. So it's been really fun. I literally can close my eyes and remember both of your interviews together.
It's the same. I even interviewed at a couple different brokerages, and meeting Carrie, I knew immediately.
Yeah. Oh, yay. And we've had fun ever since. One of the things that I always like to ask everyone, because I think that a lot of people look at our industry and know that there are challenges in it. It's not an easy thing, right? So talk to me about maybe something, whether, no matter what it is, it could be something personal that was a challenge during this time. What would you say was one of your most challenging? And I'm going to start with you, Erin.
I think the most challenging was probably finding a brokerage that really knew how to train, would give you some experience, kind of take you under their wing and lead you in the right direction. There really wasn't a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
And it was very challenging to come into an industry that is already so challenging. So when you're just kind of thrown to the wolves,
and you feel kind of lost.
Yeah. It can definitely get very easy to get lost on your own.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here, but that's, I absolutely can feel that. And I've lived it. So I completely understand. I know. How about you?
So being new to the business when I first started, it was a little overwhelming, but, learning from different agents, and you pick little ideas from everybody and you kind of create your own. And it's kind of just like an everyday you go with it.
Yeah.
But you've been amazing, and the industry it's evolving. I'm sitting here. I don't like doing behind camera things, but it's evolving.
In front of camera things.
Yes.
You like being behind the camera, not in front.
But every day it's new. I'm learning still, and I appreciate the journey.
Yeah. I want to kind of emphasize, because I know the two of you very well, and through our lives together, we've definitely done a lot of really fun things. And one of the things that I want whoever's watching here to just kind of know about the two of you, which I've watched in awe and been your champion for you guys is the idea that both of you were single moms when you first started with me, right? And that's always been something that was always dear to myself for me, to watch and help women who have that journey be able to make something here. It's been extraordinary. And I know, I think that and stop me if I'm wrong, but I think a big challenge for a single mom would be just time management, of trying to figure out, how am I getting him to the basketball game? How am I getting him to track? Like, you guys and your boys, both of your boys are almost the same age, right? They're real close.
Yeah.
And they're both so committed into their sports and their schools and so many other things. So I think that do you find time management? Like, how did you navigate that?
Still working at it. It's an everyday struggle.
everyday
but
struggle,
yeah, you really have to. You have to make the time. So okay, that's why I left the car business, because this gave me time, and I can do both. So I can be a dual agent. I'm here full time, but I also, cut out those hours for my son. So I'm actually getting a lot of my life back being in this industry, because family is important.
Yeah. One of the things that I love, and if you are watching the Sure Girls on any social media or any of your videos and stuff, like, yes, you should be, totally. But one of the things that you will see is that they very well created their lives to kind of come together, right? So you not only, you're doing your real estate, but you do it on the sideline of the sports, right? You're giving out waters while you're there. You're doing all these things, so that those two moments of life, it's not just, it's kind of allowing that to kind of come together.
Yeah.
We definitely bonded over being single moms.
We
and
met here.
Yeah.
We
Well,
met
through you.
on the bus ride to one of our corporate events, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
6 years
So
ago,
we
yeah.
bonded over that, and that led, that gave us the foundation to create this team, and it quite literally joined our lives.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the crazy thing, Danielle just got married this year, and Erin was in the wedding. So that's how close they became. That's
But
extraordinary.
it does work. So if I'm busy, she'll do a showing. If she's busy, I'll do. So it's really, you're getting double.
Double the dose. Yeah, so I wanted just everybody to see, ultimately what I see out of you guys, and I know that I probably have never expressed that to you, and but it's really an amazing thing to watch you guys create your lives. So we talk about challenges, right? So that's always there, and I think that's the thing that people worry most about.
Yeah.
But talk to me about something that you recall that would be a success, some kind of win that was just fun, or something that you do in real estate that makes it be a little bit better.
So a win obviously is always getting your client to the closing table.
Yeah.
I just feel like I bond with them. I think in my eyes, I became friends with all of them. We share each other's stories, and I follow their families, and it's so special when you're part of something big, of them getting this huge investment, and now they're growing a family inside. It's great to be a part of.
It's bigger than a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saying that, and I think that some people lose the power of what that really is for us, and what the person who is helping them through that journey, right? The home purchase journey or the home sale journey, how connected we actually become with our clients, because there's so much emotion wrapped up, right? They are purchasing or selling probably the single largest investment in which they have during a lot of times during a very emotional time. Either it's really heightened emotions where they're getting married or having babies, and it's like exciting and this whole big thing, but it's like a life-changing moment. And or we're there trying to help them through a difficult situation, the loss of a loved one or a divorce situation or something. There's so much emotion that goes into the sale of homes. I think a lot of people lose sight of all of that. Yeah, it's crazy. But that was always my big thing. And now I get to sit on this side and I get to watch you guys build lives and careers for yourselves. And that's my everyday excitement. One of the things that I like to ask you guys, and what advice would you give to maybe, a new agent out there that's thinking about possibly getting their license? What's the advice that you would give?
Just take all of the trainings, all of everything that you or any agency is putting out there. Just keep learning, because there's so much to learn in this. You can be an agent for 20 years and still learn something new. 30 years, just whatever knowledge that you obtain from it, just run with it, because it's an everyday learning experience. Something can happen to the most seasoned agent, and they're learning for the first time. It's just I would say the trainings. Just go to the meetings, go to the trainings, watch the videos.
Make sure you educate yourself.
Yeah.
Er?
I would say focus on one thing at a time. Don't come into this thinking you're going to handle 3-4 different avenues to try to create business. Really buckle down and focus on one thing, because you can get lost in how much there is.
Yeah, it's like, what do they say? Like, jack of all trades, but the master of none. Is that it? Yeah? Yeah.
I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, I like it. Right, and I think that that's important. It's funny. I have 2 other agents that I've watched almost systematically build step by step by step by step. And because of the way that we've been coaching, they're literally, and I'm watching it in real time, which has been like really kind of fun to like see this progression, which was, and I agree, there's those moments like learn how to write the contract, and I think that there's so many newbie agents out there that don't even know how to physically write a contract yet, right? So learn, because that's the meat of everything. Learn what it all means. Understand what it all means. Yeah, so super important. Education for me, I still educate myself. I'm constantly pushing myself. I have my own coach in everything that I do, mentors. You guys know I'm constantly reading. So I think it's really important to do that. And I am always learning. It's always a learning experience. I heard... I was watching that Martha Stewart, it's like a documentary or whatever, and she said something which I thought was pretty cool. She said her goal every day is to learn one new thing. And I thought, what an extraordinary thing for somebody who's so accomplished in her life to say that, and to think that is, she starts her day just by thinking about that one thing, just to learn one new thing. I liked that.
Yeah.
So, I usually, ask all of my agents, is there something that you would like to ask me?
There is, and I jotted it down.
Now they start knowing, they all know what they're supposed to do at the end of them.
Oh, well,
What do you look for in an agent when deciding who to mentor or who to invest time in?
As part of the interview process or while they're here?
I guess the interview process.
Okay. So when I'm actually interviewing, I actually have a broken out, like, kind of view of how I actually bring people. And there is usually, I ask the why question. Why do you want to be in real estate? What made you get your license? And I ultimately click on to the passion. And what they're trying to achieve. And then that's usually the new people, because there's usually like a lot of hope and courage that they're trying to give off, like in a brand new interview. And then when I'm working or interviewing with experienced agents, I always look to see what do I believe could be their possible next step. Where are they going in their journey, and can I help them? So I kind of like in my head look at a coaching session with them and what my first coaching session would ultimately be. So that's usually how I do that. And then as far as while you guys are here, as much as you want of me, you can have. So it's about, my calendar is completely open to all of you. And you can call me
I'm
at.
always texting. She's my go-to for everything.
One other question.
Yes, you can ask me anything you want.
Because it kind of goes back to, everyone has like big life events where we might need to take a step back and then kind of come back in, and that can be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
So my question is really, what advice do you have for agents who can feel stuck or stagnant in their business?
And defeated. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great question, because in life we always have those moments, right? And I think that sometimes it's hard to identify that it's actually going on at first when you are stagnant. It usually takes you a moment, and then you look back and say, what's happening? I am stuck. So I think once you do recognize that for yourself, the next step is writing down what it is that you want. So the only thing that's going to get us unstuck in a situation is by having something to drive us to that next state of who we are, the next chapter of our life. This is a chapter. Okay, I'm going to turn that page and I'm going to go to the next one. What am I going to do over here? And what do I need? And the best course of action ever in any time that you're in that, grab a book. I always am giving you guys journals and stuff like that. You've got to grab a journal, grab a book, and, even if it's a fresh one, I don't care if the last one still has 40 pages left in it, grab a fresh one and start jotting down, what does your next 3 months, what does your next 6 months look like? What is it? What's the big goal? What do we need to do here, right? There's so many different parts of our lives that we have that help us move. All right. So if Brian Buffini does this really, really eloquently with the circles of life, right? And he talks about your personal and your financial and your all this. And I love the way he puts that all together. And I truly believe it. My thing is, I don't believe that those pieces are circles. When I envision them for myself, and I'm a big visual person, I look at them as gears. So if every part of our life, those 5 or 6 parts of our life, financial, personal, health, right? Spiritual, if one of them is stuck some way, right? A tooth is taken out of the gear, then the rest of them don't spin. So identify what gear is broken, right? And it could be multiple gears that you have to work on. But once you get those spinning, all of the others will come into play. Sometimes we focus on the wrong gear that's not really broken. It's just stuck because the other one is broken. So I think it's analyzing what gear is really broken, and then looking to put in place, what do I have to do to move this forward? And do it small. Don't go, I want to know what I'm doing in the next 10 years, because most people can't do that. A lot of people can't see that. Sometimes we can, what the ultimate goal is, but look at it small. What can I do now to help me feel better? What can I do now to move the gears going, right? To move that going forward.
And we've also, as a team now, we'll kind of, if one is feeling a little overwhelmed, the other will, I don't want to say pick up the slack, but we're both there, motivating each other and saying, okay, let's you do the calls today, and I'll do the emails, or, let's find a new place to go and market, and we're always trying to come up with new ideas and
Some kind of new rhythm happening.
So
one of the big advice that, especially for teams, and something that, because I've had teams throughout my, partnerships and stuff like that. And one of the things that I think I can go back and look at, maybe could be a broken piece. You guys have to always have set goals for the team on what you want to do, because it helps you both see a really clear future and a really so when we're together and we're coaching, usually we're putting that together. Make sure that is something that you regularly do together, whether it's just a quick little phone call and you're going to write it down together. These are the things that we want to get done this month. This is the project we're going to work on. Sometimes we don't have those clear driven goals. And then it's just, let's just do, right? We're going to do this together. But if there's not that clear driven plan, you'll find that those are going to be the months that you'll start pulling back. And I also think that if anybody is having those moments of like challenge where you feel like you're a little bit stuck and we want to get this moving again, pulling together, especially with another person, that those are really good anchors to help you, because not all of us can do it alone. We need other people.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I was happy about joining a team was because she has a lot more knowledge. She's been doing this 13 years, with like all the legality of it. And I felt like I was more comfortable with the negotiations since I've done it for, almost 19 years. So I felt like we both brought something great to the table, and, and it's just, it works.
And you do, right? And I think that like in the moments always like that I had kind of partnered up with someone or done something, it's nice to just even bounce those ideas off of another person. And sometimes we just need that partnership to, and you guys are great together. Like, it's a beautiful marketing position. You guys have this thing going on, right? You lend to help each other. That's fantastic.
And, just to make it stronger, make sure that those, goals are really written down. You know where you want to go. How many deals do you want? How much do you want to like pull out of this? And constantly just be pushing yourselves just a little bit more. And successful, absolutely. In 45 minutes of the phone, you can also, while you're on Zoom, open up an Excel and do it as a OneDrive. Save it into a OneDrive so that you guys are sharing it. And then you can literally list out your projects and who's responsible for what. You can literally put those in. Yeah, that's actually.
I was learning from you.
She's the best. This is why if you are looking to get into real estate, give us a call. All right, so before we go, I always ask, if somebody's out there looking to do lists, buy, invest in real estate, rents, right? How do they get in touch with you?
So you can call myself or Erin on 848-525-1219.
I'm 609-668-9635.
Or you can email us at the Shore Girls. It's the Shore Girls at goldstonerealty.com.
Nice. And you can always find them on social media because they are all over it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And I'm so blessed that both of you are with me, and I'm loving watching your journey. As you guys building your families together. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.